Hello, how are you this evening? It is cold here. Um, I am Brenda Sellers coming to you from my craft room here in Knoxville, Tennessee. We have about a foot of snow. Um, I don't like cold, but Nelson reassures me it's not really cold out there, but you know, perspective, it's all about perspective. I've been in my 3/4 length sleeves and sweatpants and socks and shoes or buried under a blanket staying warm. Hi, Miss Becky. I hope you're staying warm and have plenty to do at home because it's cold out there and messy. Um, I have been trying to take a few pictures all day long, and I can see the progression. Nelson had went up and let the chickens out, and then come back, and his footsteps got buried under the snow. And then he went and checked on them, and his footsteps got buried under the snow. So, or he's making little trips up to his other little room where he likes to stretch and hang out without the cats for a little bit. So, but anyway, we've had a good day. It is Monday, January the 15th, Martin Luther King Day. I hope that however you chose to do today or celebrate, you were warm and safe and healthy. All right, you didn't come here for all of this chitter chatter, but I do wanted to remind everybody, today is the last day of my product share. A product share simply is I collect the money up front and I order all of the paper in our little mini catalog. You have about 5 inches. Wow, and we're not really that far apart. It's pretty high here. Nelson said it's to the top of his boots. But a product share, let me go back to that, is simply you get a quarter of all of the designer series paper, whichever one you choose to do. I have two separate, or you combine them both. So the paper product share is you get a quarter of the packet of paper, and I'll cut it 6x12 and get it to you that way. If it's a 6x6, then it stays 6x6. If you choose to do the embellishment, which is the ribbon and the little dots and stuff, you get a quarter of those. If you do both, you get a quarter of the paper and a quarter of the ribbon and embellishments. There are, in the mini catalog, there are 40, you will get 42 sheets of 6x12 and 12 sheets of 6x6 paper. It's all of the designer series from the mini catalog. And the ribbon, you will get approximately 15 yards of ribbon and 142 embellishments. If you want to do them both, the paper share is 35 by itself. The embellishment and ribbon is 30. If you want to do them both, you get them for 60. And I will get those ordered this evening and get them on their way to us and get them sorted and separated and in your little hands as quickly as I can. The other thing that's going on right now is Sale-a-bration, of course. And let me share my screen and we'll get ready to make a couple of cards. But I want to talk to you a little bit about Sale-a-bration. For my customers, if you choose to participate, Sale-a-bration is happening right now, January and February. If you place an order for customers of $100, you get to attend our celebration. My upline, Brandy Rude, and I tend to do a party or a card class. I'm putting that over a reflection. So the card class will be free to attend if you place a $100 order. It does not have to be cumulative. It can be several small orders. But during Sale-a-bration, if you place an order of $50 or more, you get to choose a product out of this cute little catalog. I can hold it down here so you can see it better. So there's a lot of stuff in here, and we are going to make our our cards tonight with that stamp set and use that embossing folder. So that one says free with a $100 order. So if you want that one, after you see the little projects I make tonight, place you $100 order. So there's that. Okay. What else? Oh, if there's so much stuff and you just want it all, become a happy shopper. There is absolutely no obligation to continue on. You can get the happy shopper kit by simply paying $99, and you get $125 worth of product. And you get this glass mat studio. It's this glass mat, a silicone mat. I've got it piled up with stuff sitting on it, getting ready to make cards, and the little chamois to clean it off. It is a very sturdy stamping surface so that I don't have to use my paper piercing mat when I'm using photopolymer stamps. I can blend on it and just wipe it off so I'm not throwing away a whole bunch of paper. And actually, when I start my blending on here, if I need to add more ink, I just grab it from the glass mat and pull it over onto my card. Or if you've already got a glass mat that you absolutely love, the second option is adding $30 more of free product to your $125. So there are those two options. And remember, absolutely no obligation to continue to be a happy shopper. You can get it one time and just let it lapse, or you can shop as much as you want and then let it go. No obligation to host workshops and sale and none of that jazz. Tonight's host code is right here. I'm using it to cover up some of the glare. And if you place a $30 order, I will send you the 3 cards that we're going to make tonight. It doesn't include any stamping, but it includes the paper and the embellishments that we're going to use. If you place a $50 order, I'll include some embellishments. So let's make our first card. We are going to start with some Sale-a-bration paper. I've got these little guys already cut to try to make it go a little faster. This is fresh Freesia, 5.5 by 8.5. Let's go ahead and fold it over. I'm trying to be a little bit more organized. It's a slow process, I'm just telling you. And I forgot to cut the paper to go with that. And we're using this side to give it a little mat. So I'm going to cover up those little birdies and bring in my silicone mat because my seal doesn't want to run. And I just started on there, and you can actually start it on your silicone mat and then drag it onto your paper if you want to. But I tend to just get it rolling and then pull it over onto my paper so I don't have the little lip edge of paper that, or glue hanging off that I have to try to wipe off. I think that is, it is 2 by 5.5. And now let me grab, actually, it doesn't need any extra. We're just going to put it down. If you belong to my VIP Stampers group, you'll see different, you will start seeing more card sketches to make cards with. And this is a variation of one of the card sketches. I am going to use this stamp and say hello there. It is out of the Softly Sophisticated. It's got some very nice, like, I really appreciate you, you're my thoughts, and hello there, like you're just thinking about them. So that's a great little sentiment. Let me get fresh Freesia. I've got it laying right here. And remember, tap, tap, tap. And you'll see how good this actually stamps on the glass mat. There we go. And I'm using our double oval punch. Slide that back over so it's getting rid of the glare, and down so it's rid of the glare. Some adhesive on the back of this. dimensionals. I'm going to put it right here. You can jazz that card up as much as you want or as little, and I'm going to use some of these dots. These are in the mini catalog. They're rainbow adhesive dots. They are with the hot air balloon. That one there. Let's stick one right there. Oh. And I'm going to put one right here. So there's that card. Lay these back over out of the way. Close up the adhesive. And let's start on our second card. I'm going to leave that kind of up there so it's out of the, we're going to use, I can't even think right now. Pool party. Yeah, Pool Party and Lost Lagoon, and this designer series paper from the Perennial Lavender. Let's go ahead and fold this. I'm going to run this through that embossing folder. Sit it over here on the side behind me so you're out of the way. It's the 3D embossing folder. If you look on your plates, it'll tell you how to make your sandwich. So it tells me with 3D embossing folder, I use platform 1 and 4. So while I've got this sitting here, I'm going to go ahead and run the other one through that we're going to use on our other card. And you can look and see how pretty that makes that. I'm using Highland Heather. And we're going to emboss that one too. And since it's sitting here again, save a little bit of time. Like work smarter, not harder, right? Go right there. Oh, I'm going to leave that sitting there because I know I'm going to use it. I'm going to put this right here and I'm going to use some of our Tombow green glue. Make sure I get him on the edges and in the corners to hold him down, but not globs so that it doesn't ooze. Put it right there. And I'm going to lay this one right here. So we're going to use some green glue on that. We call it green glue. It's not really green. It's just that that's the color of the bottle that it's in, right? And then because that's got texture to it, come on. And now I'm going to get a block and lay it on it while we're doing our other part. May ask one of my buddies what they do when that happens, or if they just simply probably use dimensionals. Oh lordy, that's glaring. I'll lay that on top of that so it cuts down on the glare. All right, so I know I want to use my circles. Where are my circles? I have them, not those. These are everyday details. I'm going to use that one and that one. So let me get some pool party and basic white and the cutting platforms. Pool party. See how big that biggest circle is. So we can cut a little piece so we can run it through at the same time. We're going to cut that one, and I need basic white. Out of all of those scraps, it's little squares or little rectangles. So here we go. And we're going to cut 2 of those while we're cutting. All right. Now let's see if I measured that right. I did. It'll fit on there. Put him on the platform. Bring his friend over. And then I moved it because I had it in there cooking. Hang on a second. Okay. Snap, crackles, and pops. The only thing with these little dies, all of those little circles, which makes beautiful circles over here, the paper gets stuck in there. So if you get your brush tip for your take your pick tool and just run it over your trash can, those little guys come out. And I usually would wait and do this off camera, but we're going to use it again. So they are all out. Same with this one. See the little pool party dots in there? Those got to come out. Nope, one more. It's stubborn. If you had all day, you could take your pick tool and go poke, poke, and get them all out that way. But holding it over your trash can with this and just going back and forth, it makes them fall right out. Okay. So that should be dry now, are going to stamp in that color, Lost Lagoon, on here and say hello there. Let me clean it real quick. And I also want to cut us a square and do the flower that's in that stamp set. So let me grab that and do it after we put these two together. Layered. Doesn't that look pretty? So let's add one more little small layer. We're going with, oh, on this card, Lost Lagoon and Basic White. And I want it to be Lost Lagoon. And this one is going to be 2 1/4. All right, let's stamp on this. The leaves are going to be Lost Lagoon. And I love these little flowers. I'm turning it to make it be a diamond. And the flower portion of it is going to be Calypso Coral to bring some pretty color in there. And it just lines up right in here. You see this little bud, this one, it lines up in that. And there you have it. Close those up before I put my fingers in them. Now let's add some adhesive to the back. When I cut my squares or any of my paper, like this square is a 1/4 of an inch larger all the way around of that. So it gives it a little dimension. So let's put this guy, I'm just going to lay it down. I'm going to go like that. So let's put some adhesive on the back. I don't want that corner to show through, so we're going to make sure it goes right there. This one's going to get dimensionals. I'm going to stick it right here. And it's okay because I want more of that designer series paper to show through. But I also want this embossed piece to show. So we're going to put it about right there. And some more of these pretty little dots. And we're going to go with the lighter colored ones. Come off of there. There. Here. I'm going to just grab that big one and stick it right there. Very similar, but yet different, right? Okay. Now let's do our Highland Heather. That's the thing with the glass mat though. It's noisy. I'm sorry. And I'm going to go ahead and put this down on the paper. I like tone on tone. And I'm going to use the green glue and grab a big block and lay it on it while we're cutting the rest of our, just a thin little layer. Make sure it gets in the corners. And I'm going to make it come all the way, not all the way, but closer to that edge. And grab a big block. I have bigger ones. Why didn't I grab that? There we go. Okay. Weighing it down. And I know this is going to go on here. And let's just keep with the hello there theme and grab let's do that circle again. So the little one. And that color. My goodness. My names are escaping me tonight. It's Highland Heather. I'm looking to see if I might have some laying on the desk before I cut it into a piece. And it doesn't look like I do. So I think we said 3 by 3. Let's measure. Yep, 3 by 3. That gives a little space on the edges so that you can, if it shifts a little bit, it's fine. Lay it down, pinch it, and start rolling. That one, all of the dots came out of the paper. And as they did with that one, that is Highland Heather. Clean that stamp so we don't, it's light, like the Highland Heather is a little bit darker than the Fresh Freesia, so it would not hurt that. But I like to try to make it a good habit to clean my stamps in between ink colors. Hello there. Are you staying warm? Let's get that over top of the glare. It was laying there. I figured I'd just use it, right? Looks like it's time to get another one, Brenda. All right, let's go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this. When I'm putting it on a piece of textured paper, I try to use glue because then I know it smushes down into the crevices. I mean, I could have used a smaller piece as my backdrop, but where's the fun in that, right? All right. Let's hold it for a minute. I have some relatives who have some vision loss. And when I send them cards, I try to make sure I send them cards that have texture. Because yes, somebody can describe it to them, but there's nothing like being able to touch it and feel it so they can kind of know what it looks like that way. All right, let's add some dimensionals to the back of this. Just the different things that you think of. My day job is as a sign language interpreter. So I'm kind of try to be aware of disabilities. Not that that's a disability, because I have some very good friends who are deaf. All right, we are going to use that one. It might have been designed for that other. I'm going to put it right there. Suite of product. Oh, you turned on me. And right there. I'm going to make it be like a little smiley face. That's a different way to put those on there. But I do try to pay attention to those kinds of things. Growing up, my uncle, who has vision loss, used to ride horses with us, and we would forever be saying, "Watch your step," or "Look out, there's a limb," because he likes to ride horses with us. So he would tease us about the language that we would use. It's like, how can you tell a blind person to watch their step? Well, Uncle Garrett, it's habit. We just watch out, look, those kinds of things. So that helped me be a little bit more aware of it growing up. So I appreciate that. All right, there are the 3 cards for tonight. I'll quit rambling about the other stuff. This one was very basic, card, paper, and ink. This one, oh, and a punch, card, paper, and ink, and an embossing folder, same as with this one. So if you like these products and you place a $30 order using my host code, I will send you the paper to do those. I'll cut those out and have those punched or die cut and include that. The only thing I cannot include is the stamped image. So if you want that, there you go. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you want part of the paper share, I will be placing that order tonight so I can get it here sooner than so that you can have it to play with, because we all love the designer series paper in all of our projects. Thank you, Becky. I really love them too. And so I hope that if you are where it's cold and snowy and we're not used to getting snow, that you be very careful and have a great night. Stay warm, stay safe. Do something fun for yourself. If you're in my VIP group and you want to, please participate. Do one of the sketch challenges that I've posted in there, and let's see what you're working on. And if you don't want to do a sketch challenge, do another card. What else? And if you're not in the group and you want to be in the group, click on it and I will add you. All right. Thanks for watching. Go do something fun for yourself this week. Have a good one. Bye for now.